Today we are going to talk about personal branding and how that helps founders raise for investment. Omar, do you want to kick us off?
So I am firmly in the personal branding camp. I wrote a book about this. It's called Building Brand You. And the purpose of this is to give people the tools they need to create brands for themselves. A lot of founders are very shy about talking about themselves. They don't mind talking about what they're doing, but what they don't realize is that the initial investment that comes into any startup actually comes into the founder. So if you have two founders, one of whom is a subject matter expert, well regarded, known in the community, is seen as a value addition to events, that person, everything else being equal, will find it easier to raise investment because he has built trust. He's built credibility, or she has built credibility over time. So for me, the personal branding debate it boils down to this. Are you ever going to raise money from anyone? If the answer is yes, you need to start investing time, energy, and focus in your personal branding journey.
I totally agree. People invest in people. So you gotta emphasize on your background, innovate that creates rapport with investors, share personal stories and experiences that demonstrate your integrity, resilience, leadership qualities, and anything that proves that you are a capable leader. Of course, you got to be transparent about your strengths, weaknesses, and show the investors that you are who you really say you are. And your personal brand has to create a sense of authenticity and reliability that helps investors connect with you in the human level. And the more concrete and specific you are in connecting your own background, your own story, and your own brand to what the investor is looking for, the higher chances you get the things that you want.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, I think there's a differentiation between product when founders are pitching their product or their service and the personal brand of that founder, right? The personal brand of a founder is things like their values, things like their mission, their vision, their attention to detail, their consistency. These are all outside of the product or service. And a lot of founders are out there pitching their product or service, which is fine, but you're getting invested in based on your personal brand, which is going to transcend products, right? There's going to be micro pivots in the products and services over time. There's going to be macro pivots, and your personal brand of your mission, your vision, your values, your attention to detail, your consistency, how you treat other human beings. All of these things are going to transcend the 3-year, 5-year, 7-year journey, whether you're going to an M&A exit or whether you're going to an IPO, et cetera. And the investor relationship is way beyond the number of products that are going to be created later down the line. The rest of the products and services that are going to be created down the line are going to be created by your team, not you, and they're going to be created based off iterations with the customers. So the person that if any investor were to want to invest in a product or service, it would be an unrigorous investment because that product and service is going to change and it's going to have a massive evolution in the lineup of those products and services. Therefore, your personal brand is the only staying power that you actually have. And so if you're just displaying product and service all the time and you're not displaying your personal brand, who you are as a human being, how you care about other people, when you talk to other people, does it show that you care about other human beings and how you're going to be treating those employees and attracting and retaining top talent that then goes on to make great products and services? Those seed traits that you can identify in a founder that shows your personal brand is what really that the investors can be looking for.
100%. Couldn't agree more. So a lot of founders that I've spoken to actually think that personal branding means tooting your own horn, or it means, chest thumping, bragging. And that's not it at all. It's about creating an authentic brand, which is linked, as you said, Jeremy, correctly, it's linked to your values, it's linked to your background, your heritage. What is it about you that makes you the right person to be solving this problem, and why now, right? So, a lot of people are afraid of being vulnerable. They're afraid of talking about failure. The fear actually causes people to freeze up. So if you're not prepared to be authentic, if you're not prepared to put yourself out there, my recent series has been really therapeutic for me. I've been treating it as therapy. I've been talking about my, some successes, but mostly about failure and how the roller coaster ride that is entrepreneurship. You need to talk about it from a place of authenticity. If you try and glam everything you did, oh yeah, I failed, but it was fantastic. Dude, it wasn't fantastic. I had to sell my house. I was on the street. That's how tough it was. Are you ready for that? Do you understand that? And people come up to me and they say, how do you find the courage to share this? And I'm like, it's not about the courage. It's about knowing what my strengths are, sharing where I've gone wrong, because anything that doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? So if you're not prepared to be 100% authentic, don't bother.
100%, 100%. Yeah, authenticity is going to stand out way more, even more so than it already has and needed to with the world of AI. And we are, as much as AI is jumping out in the world a lot right now, it is still going to 100x or 1000x. The AI implementations that we're doing across companies is going to dramatically increase. And part of that is we don't want, the post to be written by ChatGPT just because it's easier to do. Sure, templatize it, but if it helps you in the brainstorming session, but when you polish that, that should be you. You should be coming across. Everything from your background, history, experience, your last 10, 20, 40, 50 years of life, pull on that and put that into the post, because that's what makes you different from an AI written thing that if there's 200 people making lemonade or 200 people making SaaS, there is one ChatGPT that's going to write that answer, or one other AI thing that's going to write that description. And there's going to be one most efficient mathematical model. We write a lot of mathematical models for companies on how to grow them most efficiently. But the element that goes outside of what ChatGPT can write and outside of what the mathematical model can do is your unique experience, skills, networks, mission, value. That's what infuses specialty into your company. And so that authenticity, like you're saying, Omar, I love it. It is exactly what we need. We've always needed to focus on a lot, and we especially even more so. As AI comes out more and more, people are going to get phased by a lot of really well-written content and a lot of really well-done products, because products are going to get better. Services are going to get better. The AI is really going to make companies a lot more powerful, and the differentiator will be that personal brand. And who are you as a human? Humanity will start to shine even more so.
We all are touching on the point of people, human, on authenticity, and it's all in a long-term vision. So it's not just the quick sales that I convince someone that get my product, get my service, and that's done. No, you have to have a long-term vision, and it starts with awareness. As Omar said, you can't just make things up and expect people to trust you. There's one part content and there's another part delivery. Delivery can be helped by ChatGPT. They can help you frame your message in a better way, but they can't create the content for you. The personal brand isn't something that happens overnight. So you have to know what parts are good, relevant to your business, and you want to share with the world, and what parts are irrelevant and are not necessary, and then frame the right content in the right way and deliver it to the audience.
And yeah, like you guys are saying, show the failures, highlight the failures. That's the human emotional part. As AI iterates through things, as software iterates through things, there's no emotion there. People connect to emotion. Sales are emotion. Humans are buying things to make their lives better, to get an emotional state change. And so they're going to connect to your emotional state change to get their emotional state change, right? It's not just going to be a systematic, I need to buy this product, this service. Like I'm going to buy these fitness products for a change in my life, for an emotional change in my life. And I want to see that somebody else kind of went through that emotional state change as well. And that is going to apply in the software industry and farming and clothing and all other types of industries, is this emotional state change. So bring the emotion, and a lot of the emotion is going to come through the failures. It's not always these excitement, and people are going to connect more to the failures, and you learn the most from the failures. I do this example where the fastest way you can grow is not through a ton of iterations and volumes, but it's through the learnings of each iteration. If I'm digging a hole of dirt with a shovel, right? And after the first iteration, I learned to angle the shovel better. That's learning number one. Then I learned to angle my body better. That's angle number two. Then I learned a truck to carry the dirt is learning number three. Then I learned to collateralize friends or other people on the vision that I'm doing. So now they all bring 10 trucks. That's learning number four. Then you collateralize that vision and how you've pulled other people, and how maybe you've started to make some sales to pull in investors to bring in 10 or 20 dump trucks. Now you're 8 learnings in and you're at an empire. What is the person digging with just a shovel and no learnings doing 50 years later if all they just did was volume reps? We do not need to overwhelm and stress all the time, when all we really need to focus on is what learning am I getting every day. I call it 7TL. What is one testable learning I can get that I can execute in the next 7 days? And that prevents all the overwhelm. And when we focus on these learnings, we learn, we experiment/fail. Experiment's the better word. We learn, we grow, and that is what we want to put into our personal brand, is how good of an experimenter are we? Put on the white lab coat with charcoal marks on it to showcase that and take on that identity and show that out in your personal brand. This is the burn mark I got from this one. This is the burn mark I got from that one. So personal brand, experimenter. Thank you, Omar, and thank you.